Hi, it's Paul Nielsen from Nielsen Fitness in-home personal training here in Toronto. And I'm with my great team member, Jenna. She's one of my great personal trainers on the team. And we're here to show you 5 great exercises you can do with the Bosu, which is essentially a half ball. And you can do this in your home or anywhere you can take this little contraption. So the first thing we're going to do is a dynamic cardio warm-up. So what I'd like you to do, Jenna, is just stand on the Bosu and start marching on the spot. One of the great things about this is it's involving full body motion. Jenna, I want you to keep your abdominals tight. I want you to keep your arms moving dynamically, almost like a little soldier. Just really move them. You can raise your legs up a little bit higher as well. You'll find that all the intricate stabilizers in the ankles, knees, and hips are working much harder than if you were just working and marching on the floor on a regular surface. Can you feel them working harder?
Yes.
Yeah. And a little background about Jenna. Even though she's an uber athlete, she also has some ankle stability issues. So this is a great way to directly target one of her areas that she needs to target. Okay, now that we've completed that, we're just going to do some dynamic step-ups. So what I'd like you to do is to place your right foot on the Bosu and then lead through with your left leg. Yeah, just like that. And a good place to start out is to do roughly 15 reps at a time, and then you can alternate and work with the other leg. I love this motion again because it's involving many stabilizers from the inner thighs to the glutes to the quads. Plus, it's engaging your core quite a bit because if you had a soft, mushy little pillow in there, you'd be slouching and falling over. But by engaging the core, keeping your body upright, being on an unstable surface, you're going to get much more benefit. How's that feel?
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, to continue to customize and work your ankle a little more, let's do some lateral step-ups. So let's place your foot on there and then laterally step out and back to center. And if you really want to add some dynamic variation, I want you to go out as you normally would, but then raise your knee up as you get to the center. Yeah, that's right. Do you feel that added instability?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Good.
Very stable over here.
And you know, no one is perfect the first time they try it. Rome was not built in a day. So when you start working with a Bosu like this, ideally it's with an exercise professional, like a great Nielsen Fitness personal trainer if you're in Toronto, or with a friend or a coach that understands exercise and movement and can ensure you're doing it safely and correctly, as well as the right exercises. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to a nice progression. We're going to do a reverse lunge. So what I'd like you to do, Jenna, is just face me and place your rear foot, let's say your right leg, that's perfect. Hop forward a little more with your left, and let's go down into a nice lunge and then up. Now instead of having your toes pointed so much with your right leg, just make sure your toe is perpendicular with the floor at a nice, so dorsiflex. Nice. And then go down. That's much more effective for the ankle joint, and for you, that's one of your priorities. Mm-hmm. You'll find this is working the quad on the left leg as well as the hamstring and the glutes. So it's great for lifting the glutes. It's great for adding tone and definition to the thighs. Plus, this other side, the right side, it's working too. It's working very hard to stabilize from everything through the anterior compartment, the shin muscles, to the assisting muscles that help promote a good tracking of the patella of the knee joint. And it's also stretching out the muscles at the front of the hip called your hip flexors. So I love this because you're actively working this side and you're dynamically stretching and strengthening this side. Excellent. So we'll just pretend you did 20 per side, and that's a great place to start. The next thing we're going to do are some squats. So I love the squat because it's the granddaddy of all exercises. It's a compound movement because it engages so many joints and muscles all in one shot. So Jenna, for this one, what we're going to do is when you squat down, raise your arms, and then when you go back up, breathe out and bring your arms down at the same time.
All right.
Excellent. And one of the key things here is, Jenna, pause. Make sure you really breathe out and squeeze your glutes as you go up. If you can contract and get an extra engagement of the muscles that you're working, you're going to get a much higher benefit and make more value out of the time that you're investing as you exercise. I love the Bosu too, because unlike doing it just on the floor, you're engaging many more stabilizers, which will equal more tone. Perfect. Excellent. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good. So now we're going to add some static movement into it. We're going to do a wall sit. So I'm just going to bring the Bosu back here, and I want you to go against the wall. And we're going to do a static squat, otherwise known as a wall sit. The great thing about this, if we go down to 90 degrees with your knees, we're statically contracting the quads as well as the hamstrings and the glutes. Another key point too is, Jenna, I want you to push your lower back into the wall, abdominals tight, belly button right into the spine. And just for fun, let's raise our arms to 90 degrees. And I want you to bring your arms up to the ceiling and down back to 90. This is great for something called our scapulohumeral rhythm. Just in layman's terms, the way your shoulder blade and shoulder joint move together. We find with a lot of our clients, this is an area which is neglected, which can result in tense and tight neck muscles and bad posture. And you don't need a Bosu or even to be doing a wall sit while engaging in this motion. Cool, eh?
Yeah.
Nice. So let's just step out easily. And just to verify for our audience, where could you feel that?
I can feel that a lot in the front of my thighs and in my glutes.
Excellent. So the front of the thighs and the glutes, which is great. Now we're going to take it into some abdominal exercises. So I'm just going to place the Bosu here. And let's do a dead bug and show everybody how that works.
Sure.
Nice. So here Jenna is in a dead bug. As you can see, it's very smartly named. We're a dead bug right now, aren't we? What I want you to do when you do this on your own is make sure that your shins are 90 degrees, your knees are 90 degrees, and also your hips are 90 degrees. If you can't do that, step off of the Bosu and just do it on the floor and work your way up to being able to do it here. Another important thing is neck alignment. So Jen, I just want you to place your head down onto my palm and just now tuck in your chin, keep your head there. Good. What we're doing here is we're engaging the scalenes, the muscles at the front of the neck, which in many people are often neglected. Let's also bend our elbows to 90 degrees as well. So we're now 90 with the shoulder and the elbow. If I really wanted to make this tougher for Jenna, because she is obviously extremely fit and has a very powerful core, what I could do is just push a little bit here on the Bosu, shake it up a little bit, and make you work a little bit harder. How does that feel?
Good.
Nice. And you're breathing in a smooth, controlled way. You're not holding your breath. Awesome. On a scale of 1 through 10, how hard are you working right now?
7.
All right, let's hop off. We don't want to overdo it. Cool. The next thing we're going to do is a prone bridge. So let's go right into it. Let's go right into a plank. I just want you to go onto your forearms. Suck your belly button right into your spine so we know you're protecting your lower back. Key things we look for as personal trainers is that our clients' alignment and biomechanics are correct and safe. Things we look for include that the lower back isn't hyperly arched, which is called the lordotic curve, and that the hips are level. From there, we also look at the angle of the shoulder. In this case, Jenna's technique is fantastic. One way to make it a little bit harder, though, is if you bring yourself forward a little bit more with your shoulders. Yeah, and now lift your hips up slightly higher. Do you feel how the change of the mechanics has modified where you're feeling this?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now, Jenna can feel this more directly right in her abdominals, right behind her belly button, right in the core area that we want to target, which includes the transverse abdominis and rectus abdominis. An ideal time to hold this would be maybe 30 seconds. And Jenna, can you keep holding this?
Yep.
What's one way you like to make this harder when you work with your clients?
So if you do some lateral abduction with your legs.
So lateral abduction. Okay, let's try that right now. Show everybody. Awesome. So what Jenna is doing is she's lifting her foot up slightly and going out with her leg. This is working the glute that's moving, as well as the leg that's supporting is working much harder, all the way from the tips of the toes all the way to the hip insertion. Plus, this imbalance is making the core work harder, and this is positively affecting the posture as well. So you can be very creative with this exercise. Awesome. Thanks for that suggestion. Now, we've worked here, we've worked all sorts of muscles. It's also important to work the side, the obliques, the lateral component. And since we love the Bosu so much, let's do a side bridge. And let's show a nice advanced way with the legs straight so the lever system is long. And one thing we always want to make sure is our client's alignment is great. Now, as I was saying before, Jenna is very strong and very fit, but things we always have to remind our clients, even if they are strong, is that their alignment is correct. So let's bring your head down a little bit, and then let's bring this arm up right up to the ceiling so we have a nice, clean alignment. Now, Jenna, can you raise your right leg up 1 inch and just hold it for 2 seconds? 1, 2, and down. Good. As trainers, we're always trying to shock our clients in a customized way that's appropriate. I just shocked you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Cool. Now, one way we can make this even easier is why don't you just go down for a moment and bend your lower leg to 90 degrees and then lift off with your other side. So now the lever arm is shorter. This makes it easier and there's less resistance upon the oblique here. So Jenna can do a number of different things. She can hold it longer. She can add a dynamic pulse. She can continuously lift up her right leg. So that involves more instability, especially since we're on a Bosu. That's making the muscles all through this kinetic chain engage quite a bit. And you can relax. How'd that feel?
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now that we worked the upper body quite a bit with regards to the core, we're now going to do one of the grandmother of all upper body exercises, and that's the push-up. So not everybody can do a push-up. We'll show one way you can do it with a Bosu, and then we'll show a way you can do this, which is a little bit easier without using your full body weight. Let's start out with the Bosu being nice and flat like so, and grip the sides. Now just holding this position first and foremost, again, the hips are level. We want to make sure the shoulders are pushed down towards the hips, and that you want to make sure your abdominals are engaged. So as trainers, we always make sure those three things are always there. Also, it's important that the elbows aren't locked. Now, Jenna obviously is quite fit. Can you put a little more weight on the right side and wean it to one side? Good. And now the left. This is one way to begin a push-up. If you can't do a full push-up, you can hold your body weight. You can always lean side to side. And this works many of the static muscles, such as the serratus anterior, which are vital when it comes to posture. Take a little rest.
Oh, yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
And since your recovery is great, are you ready to do some push-ups?
I'm ready.
All right, so let's go right into a push-up position. And let's go down nice and controlled. Pause for a second and push up. Again, with the push-up, it's important to keep your elbows close to your body. Pause for a second. Push up to exhale. And be sure to not lock out your elbows. Go down again. Let's get a couple more. You're a machine. We're working our triceps. We're working the anterior deltoid, the pec clavicular if you want to get technical. And of course, the abdominals are going nuts. That's great. Excellent work.
Awesome.
Plus, Jenna had a killer workout earlier today. So, yeah. Now, of course, if it's too much of a challenge for you to even do a regular push-up, I'll just show quickly here. You can do it against a wall, like so. There's so many different progressions. And if you're not sure how to do this or how many reps to do, you can always contact us at info@nielsenfitness.com. And that concludes some of the exercises that you can do with the Bosu. Thanks for watching the video. And for more great tips like this, you can always check out nielsenfitness.com. And if you're interested in hiring a personal trainer and you're in Toronto, look no further than us. We have a great team, and you can always email us directly at info@nielsenfitness.com. Thank you.